You've got to be feeling great if you are part of the top 8. Just like that, we are in the PVL quarterfinals, and the mission here is to be the best in the best of 3. It is day 1, game 1 of the PVL All-Filipino Conference quarterfinals. Welcome back to the heart of volleyball. Welcome you back inside the Field Sports Arena, where the stage is set for our much anticipated quarterfinals. It has been a very long conference, but the road to the semifinals starts now, and we have a thrilling doubleheader to get things started. Let's take a look at our schedule for today. Later tonight, the PLDT high-speed hitters take on the Chocomucho Flying Titans in a high-stakes showdown. But first, we kick things off with a best-of-3 series between the Akari Chargers and the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Both teams are making history in their own right, and in their dugouts earlier, you could definitely feel the shift in energy. Eliza Eroa on your screens, Kapitana, but I'll save the insider stories for later on. My name is Kyla Kingsu, and here with me is Meg Gomez and Ayel Estranjero. Welcome, guys. How are we feeling today?
I feel good, Ayel.
Well, very much excited. This is a new start, clean slate for all the 8 teams in the quarterfinals.
You know what? The energy that Kyla brought, that was perfect. Welcoming us to the quarterfinals. And by the way, thank you for joining us as well on One Sports Plus and on Filipinas Live. Now we have to have Ayel Estranjero break down the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterfinals, as Kyla mentioned, it is a best-of-3 series.
We are already in the 4th phase of the tournament, the quarterfinals. And again, 8 teams have qualified for this round. And as you see the matchups were based on the results of the qualifying round and the play-in tournament. And as you mentioned, Kyla, earlier, this is going to be a best-of-3 series. And winners will move forward to the the semifinals. And for our first game today, it's going to be Galeries Tower Highrisers versus the Akari Chargers.
Why not begin with the team that actually gave us the only upset in the qualifying round? There you see Rosel Baliton looking to step up against Fifi Sharma in today's outing. Let's talk about Galeries Tower. Ayel, how surprised were you with their performance?
Well, for Galeries Tower Highrisers, they had sparks the entire preliminary round, but again, they were challenged very much all throughout, but they came in really good in that knockout match against the Signal HD Spikers.
Well, Coach Lerma Hiron was definitely happy with what she saw in that previous outing. They snapped a 6-game losing skid. And you know what? We're going to see some numbers here, including the record of 1-10 for Galeries Tower. Some people might argue we'd have to forget about these numbers as they enter the quarterfinals.
I mean, again, it was a tough preliminary round, but they've proven that they are a resilient team that keeps fighting despite all odds in that game against the Signal HD Spikers. It did show in their numbers that they were challenged in a lot of skill sets. So the question is right now, who will help Liza Eroa in the floor defense, and which attacker will actually step up and play more efficiently, because that's what they need against a more dominant Akari Chargers.
Barbie Marzan might just be the answer. Franz Ronquillo might just be the answer as well for Galeries Tower. But you know what? One good thing that happened for them versus Signal was the good vibes. Mula pa lang, pagpasok nila sa arena, nagsumba sila, ang ganda ng vibes nila. I want to know, Kyla, ganun din ba yung nangyari kanina? Kamusta yung vibe ng Galeries Tower entering quarterfinals?
Yes, definitely. I checked in with the Galeries Tower Highrisers earlier in their dugout because their last game was actually still in February, and I asked Coach Lerma Giron how they've been, and she told me that, well, that little break was both a blessing and a challenge. A blessing because finally they had 3 days off, but a challenge as well to stay conditioned, to maintain that momentum and that intensity to gear up for this match and this next round. And she told me that she saw a change in mindset and energy, and they have this certain understanding now. Before, they were still figuring things out, but now they know how they want to win and how they can win in this next round. I do have some news though, because Joe Maragonot will be sitting out of this game for injury management, but we have 3 setters who will be coming in and playing in for this game. But Migzania standing in their way on the other side of the court are the Akari Chargers, who are very much eager to go all the way through once again.
Well, good momentum is also present for the Akari Chargers because they won in 5 sets. That was such a nice match against the Farm Fresh Foxies. Yeah, let's talk about this team now. What can you say about their performance in their previous outing?
I mean, for the Akari Chargers, it was an up and down preliminary round for them. It wasn't a smooth journey to the quarterfinals for the Akari Chargers, as they did struggle to find their consistency and cohesiveness, winning only against the lower ranked teams. They were at 7th seed, but they held on tight and showed some maturity and composure in the 5-set win against the Farm Fresh Foxies. But despite finishing at 7th seed in the preliminary round, the Akari Chargers did show some dominance in spiking and blocking. But if they want to be more dominant and to play with rhythm in today's match, they really need to work on their non-scoring skills, which is their digging, their passing, and their setting.
Justine Hazareno has definitely helped out with her floor defense. She has actually had double-digit digs in all of her 6 outings so far in this conference. Grecia Sultanes is also present, and that brings us back to Kyla Kingston, because Kyla, health has always been an issue in this conference for Akari. Kamusta sila ngayon?
That's right, Mike. You know, health is wealth nga naman. I talked to Kapitana Mitch Cobb, and she told me that a big challenge the past week was that a lot of them were actually dealing with injuries, but nonetheless, they were all present in training. Everybody still showed up, did their rehab and everything to make time and make energy for this big round that they have. And Mitch told me that there was nothing too different in training. They had the same skills, but what changed was really their mindset entering this round, that they all have to lock in. And speaking of locking in, I talked to assistant coach Rodel Canino as well, and he told me that for this matchup, a lot of players will have to be stepping up because we have new starters today, returning Mitch Cobb, and we also have Sed Domingo, who will be starting today. So that's something our Akari Chargers will have to look forward to in this match.
I mean, for Akari Chargers, they have to be locked in because the Galeries Tower Highrisers proved that they can pull off a big upset.
Yeah. Well, you know, Sed Domingo starting, that's a good sign, which means her knee is feeling better. Let's hope that she will continue feeling better in these quarterfinals. But we do have a premier matchup to actually look out for in today's outing. 2 of the top scorers in this conference. We have Isa Jimenez and Ivy Laxina.
2 players who have provided spark for their teams this conference, and both players that had a stellar offensive performance in the qualifying round. 23 points for Isa Jimenez, who has been performing spectacularly as a starter off the bench, proving that she can be that bigger offensive threat. And Ivy Laxina, 22 points against the Foxies. I mean, Ivy Laxina has been the key to Akari's win so far this conference. 5th in scoring, 6th in spiking, and we can expect the setters to look for Ivy Laxina, especially in the crucial points of this match.
You know, it has been a long conference, and we have loved hearing from a very supportive and lively online community, especially those watching us on the Pilipinas Live app. Kaya naman, there's a live poll right below the stream where you guys can answer our question of the game. And today we are asking which team will start this series on fire with their attacks. Will it be the Akari Chargers or the Galeries Tower Highrisers? Again, you can answer that on the Pilipinas Live app, or you can also join in our conversation online using the hashtag PVL2025. Now guys, let's not keep our fans waiting. We have a very exciting day of volleyball.
I can't wait to have these best of these series start the quarterfinals. It's happening for the very first time in PVL history. So after this break, we'll have the first serve between Akari and Galeries Tower.
Okay, Julia, hear me out. Well, entering the PVL, I definitely want to improve everything that I've lacked on nung UAAP or even in the national team stint that I had. I'm really hoping to gain more experience as a player, and I'm just really looking forward to going up against all the veterans in this league.
Na-meet ko naman yung goal ko na yun, or yung expectation ko na yun for myself. And I would say na I have improved from where I've been before, like before entering the pro scene. And happy ako kasi na-achieve ko yun. The conference is not over yet. So there's still a lot more to improve on.
Basing it off their performance from last conference, I feel that we have to build more on our maturity as a team, and slowly I feel we are already able to get that. But again, coming into the league, I feel that playing will also help us see where we're really at.
Aha! Yung maturity na yan, I think it's something that until now, we're trying to work on. Pero nakikita ko na there's progress. And sana talaga matranslate namin this end of the conference. Definitely I would say na-achieve ko yung pagiging mas confident and mas fierce ko sa court. Like now, I'm able to think more clearly, I'm able to be more relaxed. And there's just so much more that I know now compared to back then, na mas nagagamit ko na rin sa laro ngayon. Feeling ko naman na na-achieve na natin yung mga goals natin ng panahon na yan. And promise ko sa'yo na mas hihigitan pa natin ang sarili natin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. This is Season 8 of the Premier Volleyball League, the heart of volleyball. This is match number 79 of the 2025 All-Filipino Conference, game number 1 of the best-of-3 quarterfinal series between the Akari Chargers and their opponents, the Galeries Tower Highrisers. And now introducing the two referees officiating this match. First referee, Josie Del Rosario, FIVB International Referee. Second referee, Chopper Educado, National Referee. Let us now meet the starters. First, for the Akari Chargers. Center number 6, team captain Michelle Cobb. Middle blocker number 10, Camille Victoria. Another middle blocker number 13, Seth Domingo. Outside spiker number 16, Ivy Laxina. Outside hitter number 17, Faith Nesperos. And opposite hitter number 24, Eli Soyun. Starting libero number 15, Justin Hazareno. Head coach for the Chargers is Taka Minoa. And now the starters for the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Outside spiker number 2, Jewel Encarnacion. Opposite hitter number 3, Isa Jimenez. Middle blocker number 12, Rosel Baliton. Outside spiker number 13, Franz Ronquillo. Middle blocker number 14, Andrea Marzan. And center number 18, Julia Coronel. Starting libero and team captain number 16, Eliza Eroa. Head coach for the Highrisers is Lerma Giron. This match is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board, quarterfinals match between Akari and Galeries Tower. This is
As mentioned by Kyla Kingsu, there are two changes in the starting unit for Akari in this matchup. Mitch Cobb will be beginning the game for Coach Taka Minoa, and joining her is Sed Domingo. In the first six on the other end, we have the common names, the usual starters for Coach Lerma Hiron, Baliton, Jimenez, Ronquillo, Encarnacion, Coronel, and Marzan. These two teams, as mentioned by Ayel in the pregame, were the lower-seeded squads in their respective qualifying round matches, and they won with the bigger upset, of course, Galleries having defeated Signal HT. But of course, we had to give credit to Ivy Laxina and company defeating Farm Fresh in 5 sets.
And this is why this is an important start here for both teams. They are able to secure this quarterfinal slot, so they would really want to hold on to it.
It is a best-of-3 series between Galleries and Akari. It is Ellie Soyud with the first point.
But if you take a look at the numbers, the statistics, Akari Chargers definitely have the advantage here offensively. They were 4th in spiking overall. Meanwhile, the Galeries Tower Highrisers is a 9th in spiking overall. So Akari having more offensive weapons here.
Ellie Soyud, of course, added to the cause in the preliminaries, having scored in double figures 6 times for the Chargers. As now Galleries equalizes early in the match.
And this is going to be important for the high-risers, for their attackers to play efficiently here.
This is Franz Ronquillo now serving. Had 20 points in their previous game after being quiet for a long stretch. Nisperos on the cross. No dig for Eliza Eroa.
Faith Nisperos maximizing the gap in between the blockers in that sequence.
Nisperos had a role of coming off the bench at the start of this conference. This is her 7th start, but she has given us good games. 5 to be specific that she has scored in double figures. Push to the open. Encarnacion is blocked by Cobb. Coronel back to Jewel. And now Encarnacion was able to outsmart the blocker. It's time for us to now listen to the first report of Kyla Kingsu.
There's always something about an underdog winning. It is special. It is unforgettable for both athletes and fans alike, and especially for Kapitan Eliza Eroa. That win against Signal meant something so much more. In her words, I didn't know if I'd ever get that moment, but when we won, I cried and had to let it all out. And we saw it. Tears in her eyes in interviews, overwhelmed by the years of struggle, finally paying off. This wasn't just about Galleries making history. Sabi nga niya, all the losses and dry seasons, she thought maybe that was it for her, but she kept going kasi hindi niya matanggap na hanggang doon lang. And now she's not just playing for herself, she's fighting for a team that is finally learning how to win. They don't want that win to be just a moment, they want to build something real. Let's see if Galleries can take the next step. Mix and nail.
Aren't we just so happy for Eliza Eroa, how far she has come. At some point, she was about to retire from volleyball, and here she is. She just brought Galleries to their first quarterfinal stint.
And she has played a bigger role there, manning the floor defense, keeping a lot of rallies alive, and she will be key again today.
It is 3-all. Encarnacion sending it through. A good chance for Akari. Mitch Cobb with a 1-2 play.
Cobb with that smart 1-2 play, really fooling the defense of the Highrisers. Mitch Cobb just reminding everyone that she is an offensive setter. She is an option here to score a point.
Well, she also has good momentum coming into this matchup, having set 18 times very well in their previous game versus Farm Fresh. Baliton couldn't score from the middle. Onto the open, Laxina blocked by Rosel. Ivy again. The dig by Julia Coronel. Bump onto the right. No point for Jimenez. Push by Nisperos. Chance for Galleries. Back set. Isa Jimenez. Still no good. Nice rejection by the Highrisers. The rally continues. Jimenez again. Off the block. She scores.
A great floor defense there for the Akari Chargers. Galeries Tower Highrisers had to go for a couple of attempts before getting that point, but Jimenez, we talked about her on top of the coverage, she will be the main gunner, potential main gunner here for the Highrisers.
At 23 points in their previous 4-set win versus Signal. Isa with a dig. Julia back row for France, and that went to zone 1.
Julia Coronel as well with a good start here. smooth playmaking so far, finding the right attackers, this time activating Ronquillo from the back row, and Ronquillo right at the corner pocket. No one there for the Akari Chargers.
Galeries taking over of 5-4, received by Laxina. Ivy gets it back, cross court, nice dig by Eliza Iroa. The counter with Jewel. The ball goes to Ayel Estranjero, which means no more save.
I got this. No, but again, the fast low sets here from the Highrisers really making it difficult for the Akari Chargers to defend even from the net. Again, we mentioned blocking is one of the strengths of the Chargers.
Chargers number 3 in the league in blocking as a team. 6-4, Julia onto Jewel. And that bounced in for Akari.
The Highrisers would want to challenge that one. Liza Eroa saying that the ball went out.
I have to say though, Ayel, it seems like we're off to a good start. It's tight between these two. Nagpapalitan ng puntos.
As expected, this is a best-of-3 series, so whoever gets this first win today will definitely have the advantage. So both teams really want to get the W.
It's one of the things that has made the tournament format interesting. We have a best of 3 in the quarterfinals, but when we proceed to the semis, hindi po best of 3 yun.
It's gonna be a single round robin format for the semifinals.
Ball in, ball out. Very close.
Oh, yeah. Just an inch away on that line. So a good challenge here for the Highrisers.
Hindi counted yung shadow eh.
And I mean, Liza Eroa had the best position there to really determine whether it was out or in. So she was a very adamant to call for the challenge.
It is 7-4 after that successful challenge. Coronel tried to drop it. Victoria from the middle to save, but apparently it wasn't enough, the effort by Galeries.
Double contact there called on Paliton. A much-needed point there for the Akari Chargers just to break the momentum of the Highrisers here.
Especially after that successful challenge. If it actually wasn't successful, it would have been a one-point game. This is Cam's Victoria. Had 4 aces in their previous game, by the way. Baliton from the middle. The chase by Soyud. This is a chance ball. Eliza, Julia, slide, Rosel. Touch or not, Rosel Baliton is very confident and she will get the point.
Through the hands of Laxina that time.
That will send us to the first technical timeout. It is 8-5.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Finals for the Premier Volleyball League. All-Filipino Conference, Camps Victoria and the rest of the Akari Chargers are down by 3 points in set number 1 against Eliza Iroa, Franz Ronquillo, and the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Gotta love the interaction between Franz and Eliza because I did hear from Eliza Iroa herself na may mga times na si Franz yung nagiging vocal leader for Galeries on the court, which is actually quite a surprise because by nature, shy type si France eh.
It looks like it, but you see her very vocal in some of the timeouts, showing that she really wants to win.
Yeah.
But finally, Laksina getting that point. She has been a bit quiet here in the start of the set. Going for that off speed, just making Eroa work on the floor defense.
That's the 5th top scorer in the PVL, ending the preliminaries. Her efficiency was actually 34% as well with her attacking. Ooh, down the line for France.
And the flight of the ball of Coronel to the attackers has just been perfect so far. She has been connecting well with her attackers, and Roquillo finding the right holes in the floor defense of Akari.
Misreceived by Laksina. That's an ace.
And the Highrisers have been targeting Laksina here, making her work more. Again, all eyes on Laksina because she has been the best scorer for the Akari Chargers. So the Highrisers definitely would want to slow her down.
That time the ball was received by Nisperos. Akari got a hand. Ellie Soyud with another point.
Second point for Ellie Soyud. If you take a look at the players on the court of Akari, you see a lot of lethal attackers. So it's just a matter of Mitch Cobb really activating them and getting them involved.
It is 7-10. Ronquillo, open zone 5.
But right now, the Akari Chargers could not keep up on the pace of the Highrisers. Take a look at that one. Another shoot set to Ronquillo. No one there for the Akari Chargers. Again, that's one department they have to work on quickly. They're digging.
Very short serve for Julia Coronel. Quick apology. It is 11-8. Akari down by 3, said Domingo. This is only her second start in the conference, batting through a knee injury. Received by Eroa. Kneeling set to France. Great adjustment.
It hasn't been smart for Akari to target Liza Eroa, but you have to credit Liza Eroa for covering a bigger area here because the Highrisers has been attacking in system most of the time, making it difficult for Akari to defend.
France Ronquillo has 5 points already for herself, which is such a great sign, as that is a service error. Because before that 20-point performance of hers against Signal, there was actually a 5-game stretch when she didn't score in double figures.
But Ronquillo also has been that dependable attacker for the Highrisers.
Coronel, the set, paikot siya nun, papunta kay Barbie Marzan.
Looking more agile here as a setter, talking about Coronel. Just making the right decisions here in this first set.
Galeries continuing to look good, 13-9. Service in by Barbie. Nisperos blocked. Soyed putting it up. Cobb, back row for Ivy. Baliton bumping it up for Julia, who pushes the ball onto the other side. Nisperos got a hand. No more chase for Barbie Marzan.
Much needed point there for the Akari Chargers. They're still trying to find their momentum here. Nisperos going on top of the blockers this time. No confidence there.
Second point for Faith Nisperos. Back set. Nice read by Mitch. Hazareno bumps it for Ivy. Nice read.
The defense of the Highrisers was waiting for a power hit coming from Laksina. So that was a smart move, just slowing things down. Not good enough attempt there for the floor defense of the Highrisers.
Akari getting closer. It is 11-13. That is outside. Great gamble by France Ronquillo.
Oh yeah, letting that go in the last second.
It seems like we have a challenge. Somebody might have had a better view from the coaching staff of the Akari Chargers.
Ball in, ball out challenge here with the Akari Chargers. Again, Akari, they've had an up and down confidence so far. Still trying to find their momentum and consistency.
That is out.
Very clear there, not even near the end line. So point stays with the Highrisers.
So both challenges won by Galeries so far in this set. The first one was their own challenge. This is Isa Jimenez serving. Medyo nanlamig.
And the Highrisers has been having a tough time on the service line. A couple of errors already. They don't want to give away many free points here to the Akari Chargers.
We have Cams Victoria serving. It's a miss received by Franz Ronquillo. Back row. Laksina off speed there. Coronel playing it fast with Baliton. Push onto zone 5. Good read by Franz. D-ball onto Isa. Hole not exploited. Mitch onto the other side. And the drop by Julia Coronel.
Julia Coronel there, just using her height and length. Take a look at that one. Having the sense of urgency there and being decisive.
I love the celebration all the more. The walk-off by Julia Coronel. It is now 15-12 in set 1. Jewel Encarnacion. At the net. No drop there for Franz Ronquillo. It is a point for Mitch Cobb.
Mitch Cobb with her own version of a 1-2 play there. Winning the doubt against Ronquillo.
That's the second point of Mitch Cobb. She's now tied as the leading scorer of Akari. Apat sila na may tigalawang puntos. Wow. That was a bullet of a hit. Even Hazareno couldn't save it, as well as her teammate.
Hazareno was right on that spot, but not good enough.
It is now 16-13, heading on to the second technical timeout.
Bitin na kaya sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
From the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City, as we resume the quarterfinals of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. This is Mix Gomez at your service, alongside Ayel Estraniero, and Kyla Kingsu is our courtside reporter. Said Domingo just had her second start of the season, but right now she's facing a deficit against Isa Jimenez and Galeries Tower. These Highrisers seem to have really translated their momentum from their previous win.
I mean, they had enough time to prepare for this match. They've done their homework and they have been executing so far.
Laksina got a hand.
But if Akari gets Laksina going in terms of scoring, he is definitely difficult to stop.
The spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan, ang pasalubong ng bayan. That is point number 3 for Ivy.
Right, she has the height and length advantage there, even attacking on top of the blocker.
Gretzel Soltones will now be serving. An MVP herself here in the PVL. Ooh, tough chase, and Akari will lose space.
Coronel with a balanced playmaking, activating everyone. In their past games, what was lacking was the activation from the middles, but right now, she has been activating them at the right time, allowing them to deliver points here.
Great placement by Barbie as well. Oh, that's just wide for Isa Jimenez.
Right? I mean, Encarnacion there lost control on that floor defense. But Akari is still playing catch up here. It has been the Highrisers dictating this set.
15-17. Said sends it in. Julia to the open. France. Yes.
And this is the importance and beauty of activating your middles. You're able to create spaces for the wing attackers to have more options in terms of angles.
France Ronquillo serving that ball in, received by Soltones. Elisoyod.
Great rebound.
Push to the open. Jewel! That looked really good.
Sharp sets and sharp attacks coming from the Highrisers so far. Take a second look on that shoot set again, and Encarnacion just hammering that one in.
Gotta be happy for Julia Coronel with her start. Timeout, Coach Taka.
Try to not go for the middle. Outside then. Now it's 50% outside hitter. And going to hit in cross side. Okay? Try to have a marking again. Okay? Go, 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 go.
I'd like to go back to Julia Coronel for a while because we did see some experimentation from Coach Lerma Hiron. Neima Bilangan had a start, then Emnas had a start as well. And in their previous game, Fen actually played relatively well. So for Julia to stay in shape, stay focused like this, as I mentioned, you have to be happy for her.
She is a versatile player, playing different roles wherever she's needed.
Rejection by Akari. Jewel Encarnacion. No more touch there apparently by Hazareno. Isa Jimenez was asking for it.
Well, Encarnacion wanted to avoid the blockers and go for a sharp cross, but a lack of risk action in that one.
Now we have Camille Cal checking in. He started more games as a setter for Akari in this conference, 9 in total. How about Steph Postrillo getting some action as well for Akari?
Let's see if they can make some difference here for the Chargers, talking about Cal and Bustrillo.
16-19. Julia back to the middle. Soltones with a save. Nisperos will hit. And Eroa could not reach for that.
And the Akari Chargers starting to find more stability here. And that's the reason why Coach Lerma Hiron will call for this time.
Ang block lang natin, kahit hindi nyo ma-block totally, ang kailangan lang natin i-penetrate. Hayaan nyo lumusot, may depensa tayo. Ang problema, na-check, tumatapon yung bola. Ang hirap kuhanin. Ha? Stick to the system lang tayo. Hayaan nyo lang lumusot sa inyo, okay? O, pasa tayo. Tatlo yan. Paanoy mo na to. O, go, pasa tayo.
Coach Lerma there talking about their net defense, because Akari Chargers starting to attack on top of the blockers. So they have to make sure their net defense and floor defense is in sync.
Camille Cal serving. Received by Eroa. Back row for France. Dug up by Camille. Bustrillo from the right pin, and that was inside.
Good things have happened here for the Akari Chargers since Kalen Bustrillo was put in. Bustrillo getting her first point here. Going high, going long, no one there for the Highrisers.
She also came off the bench versus Farm Fresh, scored 1 point. Talking about Stephanie Bustrillo. Here's Jewel Encarnacion, the other former Fighting Maroon. The push by Isa Jimenez. Akari to make it a 4-0 run. The answer is no.
Solid rejection there for Faith Nesperos.
This block of the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference.
Isa Jimenez guarding the right angle of Faith Nesperos. Offensive block there for the Highrisers.
Service specialist in, Carly Hernandez. She will definitely help out in the floor defense of Galeries as well. But why not with a service ace?
And Carly Hernandez, ever since her collegiate years, she has played that role perfectly, always stepping up off the bench. And right now, instant impact for Hernandez.
Good answer by Galeries Tower, pushing the lead back up to 3, 21-18. Carly. Ball up by Soltones, back set to Steph. Down the line, targets for Stephanie Bustrillo.
Stephanie Bustrillo, not just delivering points, but giving some positive energy here for the Akari Chargers. Great way to go down the line there and going long, right in the corner pocket.
I missed seeing those types of hits. We saw a lot of that in our UP days. 21-19, Isa Jimenez. The save by Soltones. Quetzal will send it to the other side. Eroa, Coronel, combination. Nice save by Hazareno. Stephanie, off speed there, read by Eroa. The counter with Isa. Dug up by Camille Cal. Faith from the back, it's a miss hit.
Tough angle there for Faith Nesperos. That was an out-of-system set coming from Hazareno, but you have to credit the floor defense of Hazareno, diving for each ball each time. But at this time, Faith Nesperos straight to the net. Not the kind of error you want to end a long rally.
Victoria, di makakuha ng pambawi. That was wide.
Another attack error here for the Akari Chargers. They have to be mindful. They can't afford more errors at this point. The Highrisers just need two more points to get this set.
Victoria, now with a drop.
And the soft touches actually has been working for the Akari Chargers because the long balls, the power hits, Galeries has been defending those, but the tips, the off speeds, that's something that they can capitalize on, talking about the Akari Chargers.
20 serving 23. Crunch time in set 1. Nice receive by Eroa. The slide by Baliton, and she got a hand.
And the Akari Chargers are left figuring out the playmaking of Julia Coronel here. Just balanced playmaking, always leaving her attackers with only one blocker. What a great improvement really for Julia Coronel in terms of playmaking. Just really looking more confident with her decisions.
It's 4 set points now for Galeries Tower. Cal back sets to Steph. Baliton asked for it. Instead, they went to France. Hazareno, clear out. Bump onto Salty. And Quetzal Soltones delivers.
Right. Soltones will be that veteran that they need in this crunch time. She has played a lot of games. She has the experience. She can deliver those points. Beating the blockers that time. Squeezing that in between the gap.
Isn't this usually the time when she really comes alive? Quite common for us to see Quetzal Soltones. Welcome back to her as well, by the way.
She loves the pressure.
Yeah.
She thrives in pressure.
Can they respond though? They're still down by 3 points. Ooh, a service error by, to be honest, one of the best servers actually of Akari and Mitch Cobb.
No, but you have to credit the Highrisers. They started strong, pulled away, really kept their lead because they know the Akari Chargers can also close a gap. But they kept it safe and they kept it aggressive all throughout.
player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
First set was wrapped up in 29 minutes. 25 to 21 was the tally in favor of the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Again, translating their momentum from their win versus Signal onto these quarterfinals.
And the Highrisers just playing clean all throughout the first set. I mean, they were in sync from offense to defense. Everyone chipping in points. We've mentioned Ronquillo, Jimenez, Marzan, Baliton. We have to credit Julia Coronel for that balanced playmaking. Everyone just locked in that first set for the Highrisers, but a lot to improve here for the Akari Chargers. But if you take a look at the numbers, not a lot of disparity in all departments. 17 attack points for the Highrisers, 16 for the Chargers, but the Highrisers fared better here in blocking and service aces in both teams with the same number of errors. So it was just a matter of getting the points at the right time. And for the Akari Chargers, it was the error coming in crucial moments, the reason why they weren't able to build that momentum all throughout the first set.
You mentioned the name of Julia Coronel a lot. She had 6 excellent sets in set number 1. Let's see if she can continue. Relatively speaking, maganda na yung numero na yon for one set.
You can sense that Coronel right now feels zen. She looks so calm and collected with her playmaking on the court. You haven't seen her hesitate a lot, making her attackers really feel comfortable. But for the Akari Chargers, we mentioned they have all the offensive weapons on the court right now. They have Fitness Peros, they have Ivy Laxina, they have Ellie Soyud, the leading scorer so far for the Akari Chargers. But so far, we haven't seen the intensity and the aggressiveness that we would usually see from these attackers. Let's see if anything will change here for them in the second set.
It is still quite early in the quarterfinal series between Galeries and Akari. It is best of 3 before we proceed to the round-robin semifinals. This is actually day number 1 for the quarterfinals. Later on, we will proceed with Choco Mucho versus PLDT. Ayel Estranero will be having a very busy day here inside the Phil Sports Arena.
We love volleyball.
Of course. By the way, this is Mix Gomez, and we also have Kyla Kingsu as our courtside reporter on duty for Akari and Galeries Tower. The first serve belongs to Sed Domingo here in set 2. That is long.
Now, from the contact, you just knew it was gonna sail out. Too high of a contact there for Domingo.
Sed sits down. We proceed with Franz Ronquillo. Another service error. Quite flat here in set 2.
You just sense that they are targeting a certain player on the court, forcing them to commit these errors. Taking some risk here, targeting.
Soyud. Now that's in, an over-receive. To the middle, Victoria couldn't score. Back set, Isa. Nice read. Some halftime for Isa Jimenez.
And we saw her really pull that arm and go for that drop.
Now let's go for this report of Kyla Kingsu.
Migs and Nails, some players want the responsibility, they ask for it, while others are built for it. Well, for Ivy Laxina, she has definitely grown into it. She has been the go-to scorer for the Akari Chargers all conference long, taking the biggest swings and carrying the weight of expectations. But looking back, Ivy says that she realizes this conference wasn't just about the scoring department, it was about learning who she is under pressure. She said in a quote, "I realized I can push past my limits, that even on tough days I can still lead, I can still fight." Now with Akari urgently needing a response, expect her to do just that, because Ivy doesn't just take on responsibility, she thrives in it. Let's see how she tries to get them back, Migs and Nail.
A lot of challenges really for Ivy Laxina, knowing how talented she is. Everybody looks up to her. Let's see if she can respond, even with the intangibles. Jewel, no drop, the counter with Gretzel Soltones, still no good. Liza Eroa onto Isa Jimenez. Bump, Gretzel, cross court, the dig by Lai. Jewel, yes, that worked.
And that wasn't the most powerful of hits for Encarnacion, but the power tips, the placement shots has been working for Encarnacion here. Still no coverage and adjustment there for the Akari Chargers.
They get 6 points now in this game for Jewel Encarnacion. We have 3 for Jimenez and 6 for Ronquillo as well. That's like a big 3 for Galeries Tower. Back row inside for France.
The digging of the Highrisers have really kept a lot of rallies long here.
This Spike of the Set is brought to you by Dunkin', ang pasalubong ng bayan.
And the Highrisers has been targeting that zone 1. The Akari Chargers must have recognized that by now and make necessary adjustments.
The chase by Eroa. Oh, now it's zone 5 AL.
And if you're Akari right now, you just have to know that you have to read and react quickly, because everything going well offensively here for the Highrisers. There's no time to really hesitate for the Akari Chargers.
Man, it's like they're a different team from how they were in the preliminaries.
Oh yeah. Looking more cohesive in today's match. They know that this is an important one.
Chance, Julia, read by Justine Hazareno. Soltones, block, no coverage, but it did sail outside, so a point for Gretzel.
And Gretzel Soltones can be a difference maker here for the Akari Chargers. With her on the court right now, that lessens the pressure on Ivy Laxina to carry the bigger load in scoring.
We did miss her for quite a while, but she did have 11 points in the qualifying round against Farm Fresh. Service error by Cam's Victoria.
This is what we talked about in the start of this set. The errors of the Akari Chargers coming in crucial times. I mean, it was an opportunity for them to gain momentum, but service error is an automatic point to the opponent.
6-3 now. The ball for Soyud. France. Oh, that was tough. Mula sa likod yung set.
She didn't have the best control over that set.
Even Coach Lerman knew that, she had to give it away. They just have to move on. Still up 6-4 here in set 2. Mitch. Eroa first ball. Bump onto France. Nice dig by Hazareno. Soltones cross. Lai with the dig. France block. Coverage by Eroa. Back set for Isa. Nice recovery by Galeries Tower. Now it's Akari's turn to attack. Back set for Soyud. That drops for Ellie.
The cleanest attack so far coming from the Akari Chargers. A great floor defense there. And what a reverse set coming from Mitch Cobb. Just the right kind of height and speed that Ellie Soyud wanted.
You saw Mitch afterwards. She was sitting down as Soyud hit that ball. 5-6 now. Back row. And Isa definitely overcooked that one.
Akari starting to serve strong here. Putting more challenge in the first ball of the Highrisers.
We have a timeout for Coach Ler Mahiron.
Lahat ng bola, dali nyo dito. Okay? Service tayo. Ngayon isa, huwag kang mag-alangan. Pag-angat mo, huwag ka na mag-isip. Huwag ka na mag-haiku. Pumalo ka na lang. Huwag ka masyado mag-isip. Pumalo ka lang. Bilisan mo. Ito, targetin mo rin. Ha? France. Jewel. France, Jewel. Close na natin to. Oo, close natin to. Let's go.
So yun na yun. Huwag ka na mag-hype. What a reference by Coach Lerma.
Coach Lerma also giving them a specific zone to target. Obviously, di natin nakita kung anong zone yun.
Malalaman na lang natin.
Right? If we notice all balls going there, that's the zone.
It is 6-all here in set number 2. Momentum with Mitch Cobb and the Akari Chargers. Ball up by Jimenez. Check that. It was Jewel Encarnacion. And another mistake committed by France Ronquillo.
Attack errors piling up here for the Highrisers.
For the first time, we're going to see this double sub. Ben Emnas and Demi Pacres, 2 veterans for Galeries Tower. And Demi, by the way, is their Zumba instructor before
Zumba Queen.
the games. Yeah, they started doing that in their previous outing versus Signal HD. It's a 4-0 run by Akari. To the open. Ooh, was that set too low?
Yeah, too low there for Ronquillo.
Just like that, Akari will take us to the first technical timeout. They're up by 2.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
There you see Isa Molde and the rest of the Chocomucho Flying Titans. Mars Alba, Tang Ponce getting ready to take on PLDT later on. And there's Jo Maraginot, as mentioned by Kyla Kingsu. She is not available in today's outing as she continues to recover from an injury herself. It's actually one of the things that we kind of prepared for as well, because it is the longest conference that we have, this All-Filipino. Iti Sharma nagulat sa camera as if she's not used to it as an analyst herself nowadays.
But this is where the depth of each lineup will be important because of the long tournament format. But right now, the starters of the Highrisers has been stepping up offensively.
Good response after the technical timeout. It is 7-8. The 2-point lead by Akari a while ago was their biggest already in this game. The reach by Sed Domingo. Ooh, miscue. Chance ball Akari. They send it to Sed. Rejected by Barbie. Mitch down to the right. Soyud blocked again. Ellie. Galeries keeping it alive. Emnas will send it to the other side. Akari now to Gretzel Sotones.
And the Highrisers were caught scrambling in all those sequences, and the Akari Chargers just capitalize on that. And if you have Gretzel Sotones on the front row, better yet utilize her because she can break the blocks anytime she wants.
Sotones now has 3 points in this game. It is 9 serving 7. Julia, combination. Good read by Akari's blockers. Zareno puts it up. Mitch onto Ivy. That was sharp.
The cleanest attack of Ivy Laxina so far. Great set coming from Mitch Cobb. enough space to go across court that time, going sharper straight to the hands of Liza Ero.
This is now the biggest lead of Akari. Sharp serve by Getzel. Regalo. And it's a point for St. Domingo.
And it has been the service game of the Akari Chargers in this set. Really putting the Highrisers out of system here.
Akari in absolute control now. Here in set 2. And it's an 8-1 run by these black shirts. Soyud. Ball put up by Eroa. Coronel to the open. Francis blocked. Coverage present. Ronquillo again. Good chance for Akari. Cobb to the middle. Rejected. Leaning set. Laksina. Ball put back. The push. Nice blocking by Galeries Tower. Soyud's turn. Off speed. What a read by Ellie Soyud.
It has been the hole in the floor defense of the Highrisers. Again, the donut hole right on the front line. Ellie Soyud just knowing what to do there.
The softest of touches for Ellie Soyud ending the rally. We have a timeout.
Sige, deep breathing lang. Kunin natin yung ano. Mag-ano lang muna tayo, kumalma tayo. Again, ang dami nang nahulog na short ball sa atin. Dapat para makita natin kung ano nangyayari, basahin natin ang kalaban. Okay? Nagrarally tayo, namamatay lagi ang bola sa depensa sa atin. Ngayon, dapat lahat kayo involved. Hindi pwedeng naghihintay lang kayo. Kailangan involved. O, pasahan natin. Ilan ang spikers sa dahan-dahan. Stick to the system. Pass ball tayo, ha? Kaya ka yan.
Coach Lermayron pointing out again that the hole in their floor defense, no one committing in that donut hole and the soft touches of the Akari Chargers. So that's something that they have to improve quickly in this match because Akari has figured them out here.
12-7. There you go. A block point as well for Ivy Laksina. It's now a 10-1 run.
A different story here for the Akari Chargers in the second set. Ivy Laksina closing down Marzan in that sequence. And the Akari Chargers also looking more dominant here against the Highrisers.
Julia pushes to the open. The dig by Cobb. Hazareno bumps it up for Ivy. Off speed. Coronel. Ronquillo down the line target.
A much needed point there for the Highrisers after that good run for Akari Chargers. And whenever they are in system again, we saw that in the first set, Julia Coronel just able to really find the right attacker at the right time. So they need to get their digging and passing well, talking about the Highrisers.
No dig there. Another point for Ellie Soyud. Make it 6 now for her in this game.
The Highrisers has to remember that Akari is a good spiking team. So they need to get at least the rebounds, the touches on that net defense just to slow things down.
14 serving 8. Ball up by France. Back set. The block.
Good read there coming from Laksina.
This block of the set is brought to you by East West Pack, the official pack of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. I was quite confused with the reaction of Ivy Laksina, but I'm pretty sure she'll just take that point.
Oh, that was an offensive block at the end of the day.
8:15, Ronquillo blocked again. Mitch pushing to Ivy. Got a hand. Julia, Elisa, France. Net defense just staying consistent for these Chargers. Isa, ball deflected. Mitch, Laksina, outside. She wants a touch though, and the first referee will give it to her. Wow, the run continues. It is 16-8 after it was 6-3 Galeries Tower to begin set number 2.
Bitin na kaya sa games?
Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
UAAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Signal. Watch it all live on the UAAP Varsity Channel, One Sports, and Filipinas Live, because legends start here. St. Esperas looking ahead, and they're up by 8 points now in set 2. Galeries looking to respond against this big run of the Chargers. It is 13-2. Laksina. Ball deflected. Coronel, back row, Jewel, still made it through. Mitch pushing onto the other side. Julia with a dig, also with a smile. Isa overcooked it.
She wanted to go for the hands of Victoria and Laksina, but just too high of an attack there for Jimenez. So nothing really going well here right now for the Highrisers.
Man, it's a totally different story. Credit Sed Domingo and company. And will this be the combination moving forward for Coach Taka? Julia to Franz. Finally, a side out for Galeries Tower.
Whenever Franz Ronquillo is in system and she gets that good set coming from Coronel, you can expect a score for the Highrisers. So Coronel could also take note of that. Ronquillo having the hot hands right now.
9 points now for France in this game. Laksina. Good effort by the blockers of Galeries Tower. They send it to Jewel. Coverage present. Eroa on to the right. Nice save by Saltones. Nazareno pushing on to the right. Quite a rally. Coronel sends it through. The push to zone 5. Julia back to the open. That was quite low. No challenge. Isa gets it off of Gretzel Saltones.
And the Akari Chargers hesitated on that one because they thought it was 4 touches, that attack coming from Encarnacion. So they kind of stopped there. So you see Victoria late in closing that block. So Jimenez definitely had the biggest advantage to get that point.
That's why you guys always say never stop playing.
Right.
Just let your assistant coaches call a challenge if ever. Now we have a timeout.
Akala ko kasi tigil na yung game. Are you sure tayo dun sa line? Hanggat walang pito ha, wala titigil. Kasi nakita ko sa harap. Okay, ate. Okay lang. Okay lang.
Go. Side.
Hey, pari.
Gotta love that. The vibe from the huddle of Mitch Cobb and the Akari Chargers. They stay positive after all. They're still up by 7 here in set number 2. Mistakes do happen after all. But as for Jewel, Encarnacion and company, they'd like a comeback. Franz Ronquillo is at the back. Service onto Ivy. Mitch back sets to Ellie Soyun. That's the best way to respond.
Great flow there coming from the Akari Chargers. A great pass from Laksina, that set from Cobb. Blockers were late there for Ellie Soyud.
Double sub back in, Camille Cal and Steph Postrillo.
Now it's the Highrisers playing catch up here.
The biggest lead in set 1 was 7 for Galeries Tower. This is bigger, already 8 for Akari. Down the line, nope, didn't work for Jewel.
Now, the Highrisers have been trying to go to zone 1 again and again, but no go this time for Encarnacion.
It's now 19-10. Encarnacion, nice dig by Hazareno. Steph sending it through. The save by Eroa. Back set onto Isa. Camille, open. Laxina, quite tight for her. And she was rejected.
Right. Tight set for Laxina. All angles close. She could have used the hands of the blocker to get that point, but she tried to break through them. But solid blocking there for the Highrisers.
That's the second block point in this game for Isa Jimenez. She has 5 in total. Carly Hernandez back to serve. Nazareno bumps it to Ivy. Tough reach there for Ronquillo. This is a chance ball. Still reaches the other side. Camille, combination. Push! Save by Galeries Tower. Jewel. Dug up by Justine. Laxina. Yes, ma'am.
Ivy Laxina with an open block in that cross-court angle. She can easily pound that ball in with only one blocker right in front of her, even a loose block from Jimenez.
She now proceeds to the back. Up by 9, 20-11.
Big lead here for the Chargers.
Received by Carly. Combination. And that drops for Isa Jimenez.
They will need more of Jimenez. Again, she was that best scorer in that game against the HD Spikers, but she has been slowed down here. They need more points coming from Jimenez.
12-20. Well up by Hazareno. Soltones is the earn. It's her time. We're already at the 20s for Akari.
I mean, Soltones is that kind of attacker that taas mo lang, she will find all ways to score that point. Avoiding the hands of Baliton in that sequence. No floor defense for the Highrisers.
4 points now for Gretzel Soltones, the third leading scorer of Akari behind Laxina's 10 and Soyud's 7. Julia slide. And that drops for Rosel Baliton.
Good angle there coming from Soltones. She knew where Baliton was gonna go for, but just couldn't contain the strength in that attack of Baliton.
Jewel. First ball, Ivy. Camille back sets to Steph. Got a hand. 2 at that. And an absolute point for Steph Postrillo.
And Postrillo has been productive every time she's put in really quality minutes for her. And that's the kind of players you want off the bench, creating impact right away.
That's 3 points now in this game for Steph Postrillo. Only had 1 in their previous outing. Double sub back in. Michelle Cobb try to make it a double-digit lead, 22-13. Slide again. Hazareno with a save, but no more on the second ball for Ivy Laxina.
Great effort there for Hazareno. Really diving for each ball in this match, but that slide attack could be a good option here for the Highrisers because the Akari hasn't still gotten any blocks there against the slide attacks of the Highrisers.
Baliton herself has tallied 6 points already. Now she serves. Misreceive. Hazareno sending it back to the middle. Gotta love her activity, by the way. Push to the open. Ooh. Ball went back to us. No save there for Akari.
And this is the kind of rotation they want to keep with Ronquillo in the front row, and Ronquillo getting the points for the Highrisers. Too quick that time. Ivy Laxina could not stabilize in the defense.
There's a better first ball. Soltones tried to drop it. Coronel pushes. And that's off the block for Franz Ronquillo.
Slowly but surely here, the Highrisers finding their momentum. Again, Ronquillo could be key in terms of offense.
16-22. Baliton continuing to serve. Cobb to the open. Soltones block. No coverage.
Soltones wanting to break through that net defense.
Now, Fifi Sharma will check in for the first time, replacing Sed Domingo.
So a lot of players off the bench coming in here for the Akari Chargers. Coach Taka really maximizing the depth of their bench.
Fifi activated immediately. The counter with Franz. She gets yet another point.
Oh, Franz Ronquillo, safe to say, has been unstoppable in the past few sequences. And the Coronel just recognizing that and going back again and again to Ronquillo.
It's a dozen points now in this game for Franz Ronquillo. 5-0 run by Galeries Tower. Soyod. Good save. Franz. That was a tough hit. Here's the counter with Ellie. Wow, what a dig by Isa Jimenez. Back to Ronquillo, rejected. Coverage by Jewel. Julia, Franz. Still up. Mitch, down to Gretzel. Rejected. Coverage by Justine. Now to Fifi, and no more save by Rosel Baliton.
And Mitch Cobb choosing a quicker attack. Fifi Sharma just available in that sequence. Worthy of a second look here, ending that long rally, avoiding the blocker.
Talk about firepower off the bench. That's a woman who actually started 9 games before the quarterfinals. She scored double figures twice. Soyod giving up a sky ball. Pinatid na lang ni Eliza Eroa palabas.
Well, good decision there for Eroa and Coronel to let that one go. A free point to at least trim this gap.
It's now 19-23. Ooh, that's tough for Galeries Tower.
Akari Chargers at set point right now. Overset from Cobb, but Ellie Soyud with a better timing to win that joust.
5 set points for Fifi Sharma and company. 24 serving 19. Inside for Sharma. Coronel back sets. Jimenez met at the net by Ivy Laxina.
Akari Chargers playing better in this set. Everyone coming alive in terms of scoring. But Ivy Laxina definitely a wall there right in front of Isa Jimenez. No coverage for the Highrisers.
That's the 11th point in this game for Ivy Laxina. 3 blocks for her. And now we have equalized. 1 set apiece in the quarterfinals.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe! Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
The games may be over, but the storytelling continues. Witness the journey before the glory. This is our team, the Golden Age. New episodes every Friday on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and the Pilipinas Live app. We return to play for Akari and Galeries Tower. Julian Carnation and the rest of the Highrisers looking good here in set number 3, up 8-3. Onto the open, Soltones tried to drop it. Back row, Ronquillo, dug up by Soyud. Cobb, Soltones again. Roa right there, back set. And the block by Gretzel.
Gretzel Soltones had a good read on that set of Fen Emnas. One-man block.
This block of the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. She's definitely made her mark in this game, having come off the bench. 4-8. Misreceived. Tough set for Emnas. Chance for Cobb and company. Soltones again. Coverage by Laksina. Soyud sending it through. Ooh, double contact by Baliton.
Yeah, and Soyud going sharper this time. Too tough there for the floor defense of the Highrisers. A bit of help from the net as well.
Mababa na talaga yun, no? Para kay Rosel. It is 5-8. Champs Victoria. Service outside. Angat pa lang, alam mo na.
And for Akari right now, they can't afford those errors. They are playing catch up here. The Highrisers will try to capitalize on the errors of the Akari Chargers.
9-5. Service error by Joel Encarnacion.
Both teams exchanging service errors here.
It's Mitch Cobb's turn. 10 excellent sets for the captain of Akari. Short serve. Baliton slide. Cobb to the middle. Fifi Sharma. The save by Jewel Encarnacion. Lie goes right onto Rosel. Cross court. And it did not make it.
Too fast of a set there coming from Eroa. No, Baliton was just left figuring out how to get the ball over.
We have a substitution. Batindaan is now in for Galeries Tower. Came off the bench in the third set versus Signal HD. Ooh, miscue. And that's there to chase it. And here come the Chargers. The push. Great effort by Jewel. Ronquillo down the line. Cobb to put it up. The chase by Hazareno. Chance ball. That's a sky ball. Out of time. Then to the middle. Batindaan rejected. Emnas onto Ronquillo. Lefty push. Nice rally ongoing. Chance ball. Ronquillo again. That drops inside.
You have to credit the floor defense of the Akari Chargers, working hard for every defense here. But Ronquillo again, when she gets that fast low set, she's very hard to defend. Medyo flat ball din kasi yung palo niya, so you have to be very stable on the floor defense.
Fast low sets. I did hear that Fen Emnas is quite good at that. Let's see if we'll see more of those, as now it is a block by Barbie Marzan.
solid rejection there of Marzan against Fifi Sharma. Cobb wanting to go to Fifi Sharma, an activation in the middle, but Fifi Sharma attacking straight to the hands of Marzan.
Make it 11-7, Matindaan. Inside, Cobb kneeling set. Soyud couldn't make a chop. And the back sets onto Isa, and that was low.
Isa Jimenez rushing to try to get that ball over. Too sharp on that attack. Well, the Highrisers, they have to be careful here. They can't commit way too many errors. We know what Akari Chargers are capable of. They showed that in the second set. They can dominate if they want to.
Ronquillo, cross court. Easy dig for Hazareno. Laxina off the block will score.
And right now, the Akari Chargers can maximize the smaller blocker and Fememnas. Ivy Laxina going through the hands, breaking the hands of Fememnas on that sequence.
9-11. Akari closing in. That's a misreceive. Resulting onto an ace for Gretzel Saltones. Now we have a timeout for Coach Ler Mahiron.
Again, yung defense sa cross, tapos pag 2 spikers, hirap tayo makascore. Ilang spiker ngayon? Oh, yan oh, dyan tayo hirap makascore. Pwede tayo mag-beat rest dyan. Ngayon, kung out of system, may back row tayo. Problema natin itong recently, sinasabayan natin pag tumalon yung spiker. Patalunin nyo muna. Pinapractice natin yan, di ba? Alam ko, very eager kayo. Then again, patience. Okay?
Galeries would want to break the momentum of Gretzel Saltones and the Akari Chargers. There's the service ace by Greta herself.
Service game has been good key here for the Akari Chargers to gain the lead.
That was sharp. Ball up by Hazareno. Good game for her again. And that is outside for Ivy Laxina.
Again, she wanted to go through the hands of Fed Emnas, but just went too high that time in that attack.
It is now 12-10. Fed Emnas at the back. Zone 1 to target. Cobb to the open. Pambawi.
Ivy Laxina, very lethal even in out of system.
The spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin, ang pasalubong ng bayan. Nothing much that Emnas can do anymore.
Oh yeah, the Highrisers need to find a way to establish that net defense against Ivy Laxina.
Short serve by Fifi. Back set. Good chance for Akari. Cobb. Soyud. Touch or not. The first referee will give it to Galeries Tower.
And seems like Akari won't challenge as well.
Coach Taka said, let's move on. They're down by 2. 13-11 in set 3. Franz Ronquillo. Soyud again. Emnas. Encarnacion rejected. Different option. Outside for Barbie.
But the good intention there for Marzan to go to the corner pocket, to go for a placement shot and not really go for a power hit. Just too much power on that one.
First ball, Eroa. Encarnacion used their left hand. One more. This time with the right. And it's inside for Jewel.
Net touch violation as well here called in the Akari Chargers. Jewel Encarnacion, sharper attack this time, going long. And this could be a good strategy here for the Highrisers, going for the corner pockets.
14-12. Victoria couldn't score. Isa to the back. Gretzel puts it up. Cobb Laksina will give up a chance. Emna's back sets. Jimenez still up. Laksina again. Cross score. That was sharp.
And you know it from the approach of Ivy Laksina. When she gets that explosive approach, that full swing, she can really go sharp cross, and that's what she did that time.
Laksina now has 14 points as a top scorer in the entire match. Ronquillo is behind her with 13. Back set. Jimenez, still no point. D-ball. So it hung in the air. Eroa on the floor. And there is a violation or a challenge. Okay, just a violation. Tumapak si Eliso yun sa linya.
Well, lucky break there for the Highrisers. It was almost an overset and an error for them. But the Akari Chargers being called there. So the Highrisers continues to keep the lead.
15-13. Cobb, Soltones. That's how you'd like to respond.
And you have to credit the sets of Mitch Cobb delivering that perfectly to her attackers, being comfortable there to attack Retso Soltones.
What a game for the captain of Akari. Michelle Baliton now returns. 15-14. Akari down by 1. Encarnacion. Cross court. Dug up by Camille. Cross court again. Gretzel Soltones with yet another point.
A deadly connection here between Cobb and Soltones. Fast low set. And Soltones right at the same zone.
That's 8 points now in this game for Gretzel Soltones. Deadlock at 15. Over receive. Chance ball Akari. They send it back to Fifi. Not much power from Baliton. The counter. Sino pa ba? Oh, it just fell short for Gretzel Soltones.
She wanted to outsmart the floor defense.
So Galeries will lead us to the second technical timeout of set 3. 16-15.
Bitin na kaya sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
SB Finance, ang BFF na malalapitan. We come back to you live from the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Ayel Estranero and Kyla Kingsu for Galeries Tower versus Akari. This is as tight as any match can get. One set apiece.
That's right.
And it's only a 1-point lead here in the second technical timeout.
No safe, lead is safe at all here in the quarterfinals. You know, teams are gonna go all out.
Welcome to the quarterfinals, everybody. It's a best of 3 for all of our matchups. Later on, we will begin with Chopa Mucho versus PLDT. That ought to be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
So, Ayel, yung dinner plans mo, i-delay mo na. Mag-ready ka na.
All plans delayed, especially if there's PVL.
A missed dig there for Jul Encarnacion, and we're tied again.
No, Soltones has been a consistent option here for Mitch Cobb. In system, out system. No, Gretzel Soltones has been delivering the points here for the Akari Chargers.
9 points now for Gretzel in this game. Mitch Cobb has a dozen excellent sets. Emnas 1-2 play.
Perfect timing there for that 1-2 play, that first attempt of Fen Emnas. Definitely no one was ready for that. Not even a single blocker jumped with her.
Good for her to be stepping up once more. Like what happened for Fen Emnas in their previous game versus Signal. It's not just her setting. She even had 10 digs in their previous game. Soltones is blocked.
Akari Chargers, they are starting to be predictable now as Cobb keeps on going back to Gretzel Saltones. Highrisers finally adjusting that net defense and shutting down Gretzel Saltones, so we can expect some changes in the sets here of Mitch Cobb.
That was the second block point of Barbie Marzan. Soyud. Check out.
If Gretzel Saltones won't be available, you have Ellie Soyud in the front row. Fifi Sharma also still an option. Complete front row here for the Akari Chargers.
What a front row.
Oh yeah, Ivy Laxina, Fifi Sharma, Ellie Soyud.
D-ball. The dig by Soltones. The attack by Laxina. It's outside, but was there a touch? Yep, there will be a challenge by Akari.
There's a challenge by Akari in the last play.
Well, no one's admitting on the side of the Highrisers. We'll take this challenge of Akari as a time to also figure things out in the group.
Hindi na binigyan ng room ni Coach Lerman na may umamin pa eh. Tinawag na agad yung players niya. This is a block touch challenge here in set number 3. These two were the lower seeded teams who defeated Signal and Farm Fresh respectively in the qualifying round. That was actually only the second win in this conference for the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Their first was against Capital One. Now, the last time that they went up against each other, Galeries versus Akari, was actually their first outing in this conference. Tagal-tagal na rin. Let's see, malinis ba? Yep. Unsuccessful challenge. Practically a timeout for Coach Taka Minoa.
Now, let's see if the Akari Chargers can recover here.
19-17. Walang nalalayo. Received by Hazareno. Cobb. Laxina. Nice hang time.
And that soft touch as well. Didn't go for a power hit this time. Just enough ball control to deceive the floor defense of the Highrisers. Emnas late and trying to go for that pancake save.
A chance to tie for Fifi Sharma and company. Combination. Nice dig by Gretzel Saltones. Push to the open. No point for Ivy. That's kind of hard for Ronquillo. Iroa goes right. Isa got a hand. The chase by Soyud. Free ball given up. Iroa. Emnas. Ronquillo with a push. Fifi goes right. Soyud. Blocked by France Ronquillo.
It looked like Akari was gonna get that point, looking organized in that last sequence, but Ronquillo there, not giving up in that net defense, just jumping and pressing her hands in, caught Soyud at the right angle.
It is now 20-18. Victoria couldn't make a chop. A counter with Isa Jimenez. Saltones there to keep it alive. Cobb to the open. Ibiang will score.
Ivy Laxina getting that point. Again, you can't open that angle to Ivy Laxina. You need someone on the net to guard that cross-court angle because that's the comfortable angle of Ivy Laxina.
Double sub now returning. Camille Cal and Steph Bustrillo.
And we know good things happen to Akari whenever Cal and Bustrillo is on the court. Bustrillo has been productive in the few minutes she is on the court.
She has 3 points to her name. Camille Cal with the serve. Target, Ronquillo to the middle. Justine bumps it up. The push by Steph. Iroa to the right. Oh, very tight. Chance ball. Camille Cal. Ivy Laxina. Deflection. The counter with Jewel Encarnacion.
That's a bullet coming from Encarnacion. Great connection there with Emna's. Blockers were late as well.
It is her most powerful hit so far, enabling her to reach 10 points. Jewel Encarnacion. This is the 6th time that she has reached double figures, and we have a timeout.
Pwede mo lang magko-cover. Dalawa lang yan.
Much needed time out there for the Akari Chargers because it's crunch time for them. They're still trying to close this gap, but the Highrisers are trying to get to the 25th point as early as they can here.
It is 21 serving 19. Carly Hernandez, the service specialist, back at it. Inside. Back set to Steph. Cross court, dug back. Good chance. Camille Cal, out of time. Laxina onto zone 1.
Ivy Laxina is on the roll right now, finding all angles. Take a look at this one. Medyo binitin ni Cal yung set, so Ivy Laxina had that open space to go to zone 1.
Things are getting more serious. Now in set 3, crunch time, 20-21. Slide. Really wide for Rosel Baliton, but apparently there was a touch.
And the Highrisers continue to play fast volleyball here, beating the blockers of Akari each time. Let's see if they can continue to execute here and still keep the lead.
22-20. Camille to the open. Soltones is blocked. That's a point for Rosel Baliton.
And Hazareno right away telling her teammates to go for coverage because yes, Soltones can get the points as much as she can, but the Highrisers will also put the effort to guard her on the net. And Akari has to be sure they have that coverage locked in as well.
There's the 4th best blocker in the tournament so far. Baliton gets another one.
And that's just the Highrisers keeping it simple, keeping it smart, knowing kung saan po porsyento si Cal because this is, again, the tail end of the set. You have to credit Emnas and Baliton with that established blocking.
And a missed receive. It's going to be an ace for Isa Jimenez as they get set number 3.
And the Akari Chargers lost themselves towards that end stretch, and the Highrisers just capitalized on that. Played better, really held on tight to get the 3rd set.
Rest up, Isa Jimenez. You're up 2-1 in game number 1 of your quarterfinal series versus Akari.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
There's 2-1 in favor of Galeries Tower versus Akari. As you can see, almost all sets were settled in 30 minutes.
That's how long the sets have been, and that's how both teams have been putting in the efforts from offense to defense. But in the third set, the Highrisers started well, started strong, and the question in that set was, could they sustain the momentum? There were times that the Akari Chargers pushed them, but the Highrisers just really kept it tight in the third set. Very well composed, especially in that last 3 points, closing down Sotones and Isa Jimenez, getting that service ace. As you see the numbers on your screens right now, the Akari Chargers clearly out-attack the Highrisers in that set, but the kill blocks, especially that back-to-back kill blocks against Sotones, was key for them, not to just get points, but to gain momentum and confidence. And the 2 service aces as well for them, one with the most important point, that service ace of Jimenez in the last point of the third set, and the Akari Chargers committing more errors. They have 9 in that set against the 6 of the Highrisers.
Now we have a report coming in from Kyla Kingsu. Oh, check that. Let's just review the matchup that we have for this game. It is Isa Jimenez versus Ivy Laxina with their numbers. So both are now in double figures. Isa Jimenez reaching that after her last service ace. Ivy Laxina is the leading scorer for Akari.
As expected.
Nobody else in double figures so far for the Chargers. But for Galeries, get this. There are 4 players in double figures. Ronquillo has 14. Jimenez, yes, has 10. Encarnacion and Baliton also have 10 each.
Oh, wow. So it has been really a team effort here for the Highrisers. Credit to the setters and Emnas and Coronel with a balanced playmaking.
So yes, it did start with Julia Coronel. You were impressed with her performance in set 1, but Fen Emnas will continue to get the nod here from Coach Lerma Hiron as we begin set 4.
The veteran setter here for the Highrisers. Talking about Fen Emnas. Let's see if the Akari Chargers can extend this into a 5th set. Well, that's what they're gonna try to do.
Well, that was their case versus Farm Fresh.
Oh, yeah.
They were down 1-2 in the qualifying round. Oh, great dig by Cobb Nazareno to the right. Yeah, that was sharp from Eli Soyud.
Yeah, and you saw it from the contact of Eli Soyud and that risk action, putting more speed and power in that attack.
Having Galeries as an opponent is actually quite memorable for Eli Soyud because that was her comeback game. It was her first start in this conference. Well, it was their first game in this conference. Her first start in quite a while, and she scored 21 points. Also had 6 blocks in that matchup. Here she is. Ooh, quite dangerous there for Eroa. No more save for Galeries Tower. And now we listen in to Kyla Kingsu.
Thanks, Migs. Now we all know that a best-of-3 series isn't won in Game 1, but losing it does make the climb a whole lot steeper, and that's something both teams want to avoid here. Now, Migs and El, the fearless Galeries team is back, and you've been praising sometimes setter, sometimes spiker Julia Coronel for her performance here. And you know what? She actually told me that this game is personal because she actually still remembers and holds on to how their past loss to Akari stung. After months of finding her footing in the pros, she believes that she is finally in her best state to orchestrate a comeback for her team, and now she's taken a step closer to doing just that. Let's see if they can complete the fight here in this at Migs and El.
There you go. So it's not just memorable for Eli Soyud, but for Julia Coronel as well. It's like a welcome to the PVL moment for her. 3-1, Akari looking to respond. Service inside for Gretzel. Back set. Ooh. And it doesn't work for Isa Jimenez.
And right now, Akari Chargers starting strong here. Getting the blocks that they want, closing down the attackers of the Highrisers.
Isn't this the best way to start the quarterfinals. Good responses from these two teams. Jimenez to try to respond, and yes, she will prevail.
Still a good rebound there coming from Laksina. Just no support on the floor for the Akari Chargers, but you have to admire Fen Emna. So going back to Jimenez, still setting her up and allowing her to gain back that confidence after getting blocked earlier.
Service out though for Barbie Marzan. Makes it 5-2 Akari here in set 4. Later on, we have Choco Mucho versus PLDT in game 1 of their quarterfinals best of 3 series. Encarnacion. Ball sent back. This time to Baliton. Bump to Soyud. Heroic heating it up. Back row for France, and she overcooked it.
Too high there for Ronquillo. Errors piling up here for the Highrisers.
Camille Victoria. She has 4 points in this game. From the middle, Jewel couldn't score. Cobb to the open. Laksina got a hand. Eroa with a dive. It's Encarnacion who gets that ball through.
Encarnacion squeezing that one in between the Sharma and the Soyo. The much needed point here for the Highrisers. Take a look at that one. All power in that attack.
Service in for Isa Jimenez. The kneeling set. Tipped by Soyud. Counter with Jewel. Another point for Jewel Encarnacion.
You have to admire the gutsiness of Encarnacion. I mean, it's Ellie Soyud and Fifi Sharma right in front of you. But no fear at all for Encarnacion to break through their hands.
12 points now for Jewel in this game. She has surpassed her 11-point output versus Signal. And now we have a service ace for Isa Jimenez, who also has 12 points.
Isa Jimenez showing that she can be that lethal server here. Again, she got that service ace earlier. That was her second ace of the match.
Ooh, make it 3.
Well, right now, passing is going to be an issue here for the Akari Chargers with Jimenez loading up on her serve. They need to stabilize that one, talking about the Akari Chargers.
It's been a concern all conference long. They're second to the last in the league in terms of receptions, talking about Akari, but that time around it was an error by Isa Jimenez. The lead is back with the Chargers, 7-6. Soyud at the net. Encarnacion had to reach for that one. Cobb, push, zone 5, wide open.
A good eye there on Mitch Cobb, seeing that from her peripheral.
Akari with back-to-back points to lead us to the first technical timeout of set 4.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
We return for Galeries Tower and Akari. Thank you for joining us for Game 1 of their quarterfinal series. This is Mix Gomez with Ayel Estranjero, and Kyla Kingsu is our courtside reporter. As it stands, it is 8-6 in set number 4 in favor of Akari, but they're down 1-2. Fen, D-ball, quite low.
That left pin net defense has been working here for the Akari Chargers. Jimenez has had a challenging time getting past through the hands of Ivy Laxina.
Laxina now has 19 points in this game, 5 blocks to her name. Nice push. Jewel has good momentum for herself.
Right? Powering through that net defense each time, and they also have to credit the fast sets of Fen Emnas really beating the blockers. Blockers has been late in going for that net defense.
It is her specialty after all. Jewel, 13 points now to her name. A chase for Mitch Cobb. Laxina, sharp.
Ivy Laxina again. When that cross-court angle is open, take a look at that one. Baliton letting go at the last second. So much space for Laxina to get that point.
It's now a 3-point lead for Akari. 20 points for Ibiang. Slide. And Soltones could not prevail against Rosel Baliton, who also has 11 points now to her name.
And it has been a couple of points here for Baliton in that slide attack. Soltones still couldn't figure out how to get the kill block.
Gotta be happy for Rosel Baliton as well. She looks so comfortable playing with Galeries Tower, her 4th team now in the PVL. She's actually taking on her former team right now in Akari, as there's an error committed by Franz Ronquillo.
So free point here for Akari. Akari has been keeping the lead so far in the set.
Although you also said no lead has been safe in this match. 11-8. Ooh, Franz Ronquillo, pambawi.
And those kinds of attacks are very difficult to defend. You need to press your hands in. I mean, Ronquillo has been attacking, flat ball yung palo niya eh. So, you see the strength in the attack. Ooh.
And now it's another ace.
Now, Akari has to remember, Fen Emnas is also a good server. She knows her targets.
That's the first ace for Fen Emnas. 2 points for her. She had a 1-2 play a while ago. A chance to give us a deadlock.
Ooh.
That is long.
Wanting to go for a floater there. Just too strong for that.
That tends to happen a lot. An ace and then an error. High risk, high reward after all.
Right.
Cobb now doing the honors. 14 exit sets for the captain and starting setter of Akari. The reach by Marzan. The save by Cobb. Bump to Gretzel. Coverage present. Soyud Stern. Onto zone 5. Saved by Eroa. Ronquillo. Got a hand. Victoria puts it up. Cobb back to the opposite. Soyud got a hand.
Well, Soyud is a better option that time. So Tones has been checked again and again here by the Highrisers. Soyud can be the key there to get that side out, and Soyud going high, going long. Not enough stretch there for Encarnacion.
12 points now for Ellie Soyud in this game. Grace Bombita makes her first appearance. Misreceived there. Grace will push onto zone 5. Cobb. And it's Gretzel Statones responding in front.
And finally getting through the hands of Isa Jimenez. All power in that attack for Soltones.
You have a timeout.
Ladies, okay. Yun ang dahilan. Kasi the more na magdadahilan kayo, lalong bumabagal tayo, lalo tayo nag-error. gawa na lang tayo ng paraan. Ang i-focus natin, ano yung solusyon? Ano yung solusyon? Doon tayo mag-focus. Ngayon, mag-establish tayo ng pasa muna. Grace, pumasa muna tayo. Opposite setting tayo.
Coach Lerma and the rest of Galeries Tower, nangangailangan ng magandang pasa, nangangailangan ng side out because it's been a 3-0 run now for Akari. This is the biggest lead in the set.
And you know, if you give Akari the opportunity to build their dominance here, they will try to keep that one.
Back set, Jimenez.
Oh,
The
great.
save by Hazareno. Unfortunately, that went out for Akari.
And Soyud could not get a good control over that ball, apologizing right away.
Justin Hazareno, though.
Oh yeah,
Welcome back.
she has been spectacular defensively here for the Akari Chargers. Not just her digging, but most especially her passing. She's known to be a stable passer.
Yeah. I remember back in UAP season 82, it was cut short, but she was so good. She's only at 70%, by the way, in terms of her transition back onto volleyball, as now it is Jewel Encarnacion looking like she's at 100% in this game.
And the Encarnacion right now is not even going for those power hits. Just going for quick tips here. And it has been effective.
Service in for Grace. Combination, Soltones. Counter from the right. And it's outside. Good read by Justine Nazareno. You have a challenge, though.
It was a push there coming from Jimenez. She was rushing to that zone because she knew it was free up of defenders from the Akari Chargers. But let's see if this is a good challenge here for the Akari Chargers. A ball in, ball out challenge. Taking some time. They have to make sure. It's a good chance for both teams to actually talk things out.
Yeah. We're approaching crunch time here in set 4. Ball in, ball out. That is
Clearly out. Not even near the line.
Medyo mahirap lang makita doon. But yes, we do believe that it was out. Unsuccessful for Coach Lerma. (15-12). Encarnacion pushes. Saved by Cobb. Soyud, cross court. What a dig by Emnas Regalo. Got hammered down. From the middle, no point for Galeries. Mitch, same attacker, and that was inside for Eli Soyud.
Eli Soyud having the hot hand right now for the Akari Chargers. Great set coming from Cobb there.
It's another timeout. 16-12, the second technical timeout now for set 4.
Bitin ba kayo sa games? Watch all the replays at PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
We're back to the biggest lead in this set, which is 4 points for Fifi Sharma, Mitch Cobb, Justine Hazareno, and the rest of Akari against Isa Jimenez, Ben Emnas, and the Galeries Tower Highrisers. It is 16-12. Cavs Victoria and company looking to give us a set 5 as we begin the quarterfinals of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Encarnacion. Good recovery by Akari. They send it to Eli Soyud.
Eli Soyud has been unstoppable here in the fourth set. Could be a scoring machine here for the Akari Chargers, but you have to credit Mitch Cobb going back, constantly going back here to Eli Soyud.
Biggest lead extended in this set, 17-12, but then it's an error from Gretzel at the service line.
From the release, you knew it was gonna go straight to the net. It was a slow release coming from Soltones, but for the Highrisers here, they need to close this gap right now, because if Akari can still build on this lead, then the Highrisers will have an even more difficult time.
As we always say, the winner of the fourth set will translate, or can translate, that momentum onto set 5, which was the case for Akari versus Farm Fresh in the qualifying round. Soyud, open zone.
Well, Soyud is a big problem here for the Highrisers. Clean attacks coming from Eli Soyud, and the Highrisers still couldn't figure him out here.
15 points now in this game for Eli Soyud. She's the second leading scorer behind the 20 of Ivy Lacsina. Camille Victoria. Service in. Baliton blocked. Push. Cobb to the middle. Oh! That was a missed touch by Galeries.
Fifi Sharma going for a long tip.
Have a timeout for Coach Lerma.
Ito lang. Saan yan? Kay Eli? Hindi, malayo kasi yung set kay Eli sa net. So, kailangan natin siyang timingan. Ngayon, kung aabot, tagalin nyo na yung frustration nyo, ha? On to the next na tayo. Ngayon, kung mag-aabot tayo, i-close ninyo. Press in tayo. Yung depensa natin dito. Okay? Then again, ang nangyayari, minamadali natin yung bola. Ino-over ka agad. Yung mga dahan-dahan nyo yung first one.
Gotta do it one step at a time if you're Galeries Tower.
The timeout was specifically for Eli Soyud.
Oh yeah. Even though her sets are far from the net, still able to score. That's what Coach Lerma mentioned.
Ooh.
Jimenez able to get it through.
Oh, Ivy Lacsina was all over that ball of Isa Jimenez. Offensive block there for Lacsina. Take a look at that one. Even had the opportunity to redirect that ball.
That's 21 points now for Ivy Lacsina. Make it 6 blocks for her. Encarnacion. She could not respond. And here's Eli Soyud. There's the answer from Akari.
Eli Soyud has been the story of this fourth set for the Akari Chargers. In system, out of system, it has been Eli Soyud that the Akari has trusted to deliver the past few points.
She's up to 16 points. Again, her conference high was 21 against Galeries in the preliminaries. 6-1 run for Akari. Encarnacion, cross-court, tug up by Gretzel. Cobb to the open. And that's a point off the block for Ivy Lacsina. 22 points for her.
And right now, everyone chipping in points for the Akari Chargers. Fifi Sharma, Ivy Lacsina, Eli Soyud as well.
.22 serving 13. This match is the biggest lead in the game. Encarnacion, very low, very short.
Right. The set was far away from the net for her to execute that power tip. Not the best of decisions there.
It's now a 10-point separation 23 serving 13. Akari wanting to send us into a set 5. Emnas had to chase that ball. Jimenez will give up a free ball. Cobb onto Fifi Sharma.
Oh, Fifi Sharma with a clean attack there. And Mitch Cobb has been choosing the right attackers at the right time. No attempt on the floor defense.
Neymar Bilangan is now in the third setter in this game for Coach Lerner Mahiron after Julia Coronel and Fen Emnas.
Oh, well, Akari can afford that error. They have this big lead, but for the Highrisers, no room for any error.
Will have to beat 10 straight serves from Isa Jimenez. At the net, Sharma outside.
Too wide there. Not the best of contacts there coming from Sharma. Back-to-back errors here for the Akari Chargers.
15-24. Received by Gretzel. Cobb to the right. Soyud is blocked. Mitch now to Ivy. It's low.
3 straight errors for the Akari Chargers.
That's why Coach Taka will call for time.
Tama, mataas naman yung balik.
Okay. Okay, reset. Sige. Good cover, good cover. Yeah. Last one na ito, ha? Yes, bring nating energy sa fifth set, ha? Okay. Tapos na to.
It is 24-16. We keep on saying that Akari, yes, they do have cushion, but can you actually end it sooner rather than later? You do want to carry as much momentum as you can onto set 5. Laxina, there you go.
Laxina with a good angle shot there. But you see Highrisers gaining a bit of momentum in the tail end of that fourth set.
Isn't this just wonderful, Ayel? We begin the quarterfinals with a 5-set match between Galeries Tower and the Akari Chargers. This will be the second straight game that the match will be settled in 5 sets for Ivy Laxina and company.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
We have a 5th set for the Galeries Tower Highrisers and the Akari Chargers. As I mentioned, Akari recently won in 5 sets versus Farm Fresh. On the other end, this will be the 5th set for Galeries Tower in this conference, and they haven't won a game yet because they lost to Choco Mucho and Cherry Tigo respectively in those outings.
Well, for the Akari Chargers, they had the 5 set in mind from the start of the 4th set. Mitch Cobb has been spectacular in terms of playmaking, but Ellie Soyod really was the key to that 4th set win for them, with some contributions as well from the other players. Clearly here, Akari out-attacking the Highrisers. 15 attack points against only 8 of the Highrisers. Akari also banked banked on their strength, which is the blocking. 3 kill blocks there, but Highrisers with 3 service aces, still not enough, definitely. But for the Highrisers, they have to trim down their errors in the 5th set, and they have to up their attacking, because right now the Akari Chargers, if they're able to start strong in the 5th set and get that momentum going right away, they have a good chance in getting that 5th set.
Okay, are you ready, Ayel?
Ready, always ready.
Here we go, set 5 between Akari and Galeries Tower. Later on, we have PLDT versus Choco Mucho in game number 1 of their very own quarterfinal series. The winners will proceed on to the round robin of the semifinals. This is the longest conference that we've had for the Premier Volleyball League. Something that we have gladly taken, lalo na ngayon, peak season pa ng volleyball. The UAAP is ongoing. We are in the final weekend of round 1. Ngayon, ang ganda ng matchup. It's LaSalle versus FEU. Tomorrow, we have the rematch of the finals. The Spikers Turf is also ongoing. Yesterday, Ayel, you covered Crisscross versus Signal, the second win by the King Crunchers against the HD Spikers in this conference. But we refocus onto these two teams, the lower-seeded squads who defeated Signal and Farm Fresh in the qualifying round, respectively.
Well, for this 5th set, both teams can't afford a slow start here, and for the Highrisers as well, they can't allow Akari to go to one player and deliver consecutive points. It's gonna be a matter of in-game adjustments, quick in-game adjustments here for both teams.
Mitchkov, service in. Ronquillo, nice hang time there. Dug up by Hazareno. The push to the open. Laxina with a 24th point in the match.
And no slowing down at all in that attack of Ivy Laxina. Beating all blockers, beating the floor defense. No attempt even on the floor defense of the Highrisers. Just too quick and too strong.
Received by Encarnacion. Fen back sets. There's a violation committed at the net.
Ivy Laxina admitting to it and apologizing right away.
Deadlock at 1. Franz Ronquillo will now do the honors. 15 to her name. Back set onto Ellie Soyud. Pump to the left, Encarnacion, nice dig by Hazareno. The counter with Ibiang.
Oh, Eroa there.
Back row push, and no save for Akari.
I love the showdown of the liberos here. Justin Hazareno and Liza Eroa just committing to a bigger zone in that floor defense. But right now, Ronquillo just outsmarting the floor defense of the Akari Chargers.
Sharp serve there by Ronquillo. Soyud, cross, dug up by France. Fen on to Jewel, and an open zone number 5.
That was an important point here for the Highrisers, being able to defend against the hits of Ellie Soyud and even converting that into a point here. Encarnacion right at the corner pocket.
Ronquillo will continue to serve. Ball up by Gretzel. Call back set. Soyud. That's in.
Ellie Soyud and that bounce back point after being dug earlier, choosing the better zone this time. Whew.
Soyud, what an outing for her. A grand total of 16 for Ellie. Just seems like she's comfortable attacking against Galeries Tower in this conference. 2-3. The right server is Fifi Sharma. She did not start, only came in halfway through the match. And now it's an ace for Fifi Sharma.
Fifi Sharma, we know her as also a lethal server.
That a float for you.
Oh yeah. It looked like Ronquillo was stable in that passing last second, swinging that arms.
Tied at 3. Ball up by Eroa. Umikot ang mga manlalaro ng Galeries Tower. And here's a counter with Ellie Soyud.
Ellie Soyud really has stepped up so big here in this match against the Highrisers. Take a look at that one. Beating the hands of Marzan on the net.
Akari now taking over, up 4-3. A misreceive by Ronquillo. It's a
Transball.
push. A lot of time for Mitch. On to Ivy Laxina for the hammer.
And with everyone contributing right now in the front row of the Akari Chargers, Highrisers just has to get their defense going.
5-3, a much-needed timeout for Coach Lerma.
Kailangan ka dito. Magpapatibay ka dyan. Split block tayo dito. No? Ikaw rin yan eh. Oh. Kung kayang dumikit tayo. Ngayon kay Soyud. Okay, ito muna tayo. Kay Soyud, close cross natin. Ha, lahat kasi ng bola nandito. Huwag kang dumulo. Oo, huwag kang dumulo ng todo, ha. Ngayon, ito, kailangan natin magpigit dito, ha. I-close lang natin to.
It is closing time for Galeries Tower and Akari. Which team can respond here in set number 5?
Well, right now, Akari has found the rhythm here offensively. Meanwhile, the Highrisers, they need to find a way to figure out Ellie Soyud, but they also can't overcommit on Ellie Soyud because you still have Ivy Laxina and comes Victoria on the front row.
It's a 4-0 run, make it 5-0. Another service ace for Fifi Sharma.
Now, Fifi Sharma with big serves here, getting that ace even off the hands of Liza Eroa, the best passer here for the Highrisers.
What a stretch. And you truly deserve that puck, Fifi, from Mitch Cobb.
And in the 5th set, if you can get the points from the service line, why not?
Jewel Encarnacion, the much-needed side out for Galeries Tower.
Jewel Encarnacion has been highly efficient in this match. I mean, we've talked about Ronquillo and the strength she has shown, but Encarnacion has been highly efficient as well.
She looks like she's not afraid of the moment at all. 15 big ones from Jewel. Now Carly Hernandez is in to help out with her defense and to serve as well. 4-6 in set 5. Ball up by Gretzel. Cobb. Soyud. A chase for Emnas. Jewel attacking from the back. Cobb to the open. Laxina! Wow! What a sharp hit by Ivy Laxina.
The right pin and the left pin of Akari is just too strong here for the Highrisers. If it's not Ellie Soyud, it's Ivy Laxina. Throwing bullets here on the court of the Highrisers.
26 total points now for Ivy Laxina. This is the most that any Akari player has scored in this conference. Encarnacion to the back. She's the one responding.
Encarnacion with the points, willing her teammates here to get their momentum.
We have Ney Mabilangan now checking in alongside Demi Papes, a double sub for Coach Lerma. 5-7, Ney. Oh, that was long.
And you can't again afford errors like those.
Our teams will switch sides, but now we listen in to Kyla Kingsu.
Nix and Ale, welcome to the PVL quarterfinals, where every rally feels like a whole season on the line. And the recent huddles as pressure-packed and as intense as you would imagine for Coach Lerma and the Galeries Tower Highrisers. It's all about resilience from here on, in her words. Given na nag-5th set Ang mahalaga, sino ang hindi bibitaw, she told her team. And at this point, it's no longer about fixing mistakes or making up for their lapses. It's about pushing through and finishing what they started. On the other side, Coach Taka challenged Akari to stay in control with this set, win this game, and set the tone for this series. Because in a race to 2 wins, taking the first step forward makes all the difference. Let's see who claims it, Migs and Nail.
You know, AL, for the past couple of conferences, we've had this narrative for Galeries Tower, yung panapos
Right.
na hinahanap nila, and that's something that they will definitely need against the Akari Chargers.
As you mentioned again earlier, the Highrisers haven't won any 5-setter match yet.
Oh, and now it's an ace for Ellie Soyud. That's their 3rd ace in this set alone.
It has been the service game here for the Akari Chargers in this 5th set that has gained them this lead.
Quite the separation being faced by Eliza Iroa and company, but now it's a service error by Ellie Soyud.
Now let's see if the Highrisers can capitalize on that and find their momentum here. We now see players off the bench for the Highrisers.
Ooh, a rotation error by Akari at this crucial point of the match.
Okay. They're not gonna argue.
Wow. So that allows Galeries
And
to
they
trim
have-
the lead down to 2.
And they have to be careful. They have to let go of that error right away. They have to get their heads back on the game.
That is a misreceive, Hazareno. Nagdalawang isip siya at the last second.
The reason why you want to avoid errors like those, giving away free points to your opponents, because that really can break your focus and composure here. Service ace there for Encarnacion off the hands of Hazareno.
A 3-0 run for Jewel and company. That's in. First ball, Justine Hazareno. It's Victoria from the right, and that drops for Cams.
Victoria, very reliable at the right pin whenever they need an extra wing attacker. Mabilangan they're late and going for the defense.
It is now 10, serving 8. Camille Victoria. Had a nice day serving the ball in their previous outing. Can she stay efficient? That is in. Mabilangan to the open. Ronquillo is rejected.
Solid one there, coming from Mitch Cobb. Woo! That has got to feel good for Cobb.
What a game for Mitch. It is her 4th point already in the match, and we have a timeout.
Okay, sige na. Pasahan natin ng maayos. 2 spikers lang tayo, Fen. Activate natin ang middle at saka ng back row. Okay? Papagalin. Makinig muna kayo. Huwag niyo ako sabayan. Okay? Crucial na to eh. Pumasa muna tayo. Activate middle, back row. Ngayon, kung out of system, kailangan nating umatake. Franz, sasa ka? Umatake ng todo siya.
Ako tayo ha! Ako! Friends! Mataas! Bumalik mo! Gagawin mo pabayaan! Pabayaan! Galis!
Backs against the wall for the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Facing pressure here in set 5, 8-11. Mitch Cobb has 21 excellent sets and 4 points to her name. What a way to respond for the captain of Akari.
Now, what a game so far for Cobb. Not just her setting, but also her defense.
11, serving 8. Ball up. Jewel sending it through. This is a chance to the open. Soltones got a hand. Emnas to the open. And no save. Coach Taka wanted to get into the action.
Wants to join and try to save that one for her team. But that's illegal, Coach Taka. That's not allowed.
Instinct niya na lang yun sa kanyang floor defense.
A good stretch there coming from Laxina. Just really not enough. That was too quick of an attack coming from Ronquillo.
9 serving 11 in set 5. Rosel Baliton. Ball out by Gretzel. Mitch onto Fifi.
Oh,
The
what a
dig.
dig.
That's by Jewel Encarnacion. Bit of a miscue there. Chance ball Akari. Mitch sending it back to Fifi. It's still Jewel with a save. Marzan will make it drop. But we do have a challenge. Was there a violation committed? Ooh, it's actually Galeries challenging. Wow, what a turn of events.
Right? Let's see. Let's call challenge here. Oh, this is a crucial challenge because they did get the point, but it seemed like they called the challenge first.
This is a risk taken by the Highrisers. Marzan had that attack point by the end, but then again, the challenge happened earlier.
But for the Highrisers, of course, they will fight for every point here. Let's see. This is crucial because they called for this challenge in the middle of the rally.
Yeah.
So if this is unsuccessful, this is an automatic point for the Akari Chargers.
Was there a touch by Cobb?
Oh,
yes. All right.
Very clear.
Either way, it's a point for the Highrisers.
So now they keep it close.
Nakahinga ng malalim din. Coach Lerma doon as now she tries to motivate her players once again. First ball, Soltones, Sharma off the block. She scores.
Fifi Sharma there, just enough power to get that block touch. So Akari still keeps the lead here in the fifth set.
12 serving 10, Gretzel, Soltones. Received by Ronquillo. Back set, deep ball. Jimenez onto the back. Mitch, Laxina. Another point for Ivy Laxina. Make it 27 big ones for her.
And the Akari Chargers are making the right decisions and being aggressive in offense, just all power right now. But for the Highrisers, they have been giving away the soft touches, making it more easier here for the Chargers to convert a point.
13-10. The chase by Emnas Ronquillo. That's not going to go through. It will be 4 match points for the Akari Chargers.
And you see the Highrisers losing their composure here in the tail end of the fifth set.
Coach Lerma shouting, Laban. Can they give us a comeback? Soltones with a service error.
Well, Soltones is giving them an opportunity here. Let's see if they can maximize this one. I mean, Akari just needs one more point, and they have Fifi Sharma and Ivy Laxina on the front row right now.
Emnas, service in, the receive by Hazareno. Cobb to the open, Laxina! That will go down! 28 points and the win for Ivy Laxina.
And what an effort there from start to finish in the fifth set for the Akari Chargers. Very aggressive from offense to defense. They knew that was the key to get this fifth set win. But for the Highrisers, another lesson learned for them. In the tail end, you really can't start slow. You can't give away easy balls because really it's all effort and in-game adjustments in the fifth set. It was a quick set, and that's what the Akari Chargers did. They played well from the start to finish.
What a start to the quarterfinals. A 5-set win for the Chargers. They do it in back-to-back fashion as well. We'll be back to wrap this game up.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
There you have it, a 5-set win in game number 1 for this quarterfinal series in favor of the Akari Chargers against the Galeries Tower Highrisers. Mitch Cobb had himself one heck of a game. Same goes for Ivy Lac. Our best player is now with Kyla Kingsu.
Here with me is our player of the game. Of course, it is Ellie Soyud of the Akari Chargers. Big congratulations and welcome to the quarterfinals. Congratulations on claiming game 1 of this best of 3 series. Now, first of all, grabe yung performance mo today. Ang laki ng impact mo sa game na to. Sa tingin mo, you had 1 week to prepare. A little more than a week. Ano yung mga preparations that you feel really made a difference?
Nakakalaban din namin yung Galeries. Siguro yung magiging adjustment namin ngayon is yung fast play nila and then yung hard serve pa namin and yung defense, yun lang.
Kitang-kita naman, it was a hard-fought win. Umabot sa 5 sets today. Paano nyo na-maintain yung momentum? And sa final moments, sa final rallies, ano yung mga sinabi on the court?
Isa lang yung pinakapitan namin na ilaban namin lahat kasi andito naman nata sa 5th set na talagang yung composure namin at yung tiwala sa isa't isa andun.
Na Ellie, game 1 pa lang to. Another game to win, of course, to move forward here. Ano yung biggest takeaway mo from this game that you will be bringing to the next one?
Yung in-game adjustments namin. Yun yung nakapag-recover sa amin nung second set pati nung fourth set kasi nga ang bilis ng plays ng gallery. So talagang pinukpok namin sa depensa at sa blocking na gads talaga kami.
Na Ellie, grabe, lahat talaga ay nag-contribute sa 5-set win na to. Anong masasabi mo sa teamwork na pinakita ng team nyo?
Sobrang thank you kasi lahat kami gustong manalo sa quarterfinals na to at gustong mapunta sa semifinal syempre. Na sama-sama kami lahat and thank you din sa tiwala ng coaches. Nagbunga na lahat ng preparation namin.
Maybe you have a message para sa teammates mo, sa coaches mo, sa management.
Thank you sa Akari. Thank you po sa lahat ng support kay Sir Chris at sa family po niya and sa teammates ko. Laban tayo and trabaho pa.
You have a lot of fans also present here. Maybe you want to go ahead and greet them.
I just want to greet my family sa Negros Occidental and hello sa Hanika and syempre sa mga pamangkin ko. Hi Kuya Zach, kay Sian and kay Molly and ingat sa mga kapatid ko na nasa Dubai and hi kay Ate Tel, kay Tita May and thank you po sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa Akari.
Ellie Soyun and the Akari Chargers game 1 is now yours.
Gotta love that. Ellie saw it pointing onto the LED screen. Yes, game 1 is theirs, but they're gonna have to rest up and refocus because this is a best-of-3 series after all.
No, but the team effort definitely there for the Akari Chargers, especially in the tail end. Again, we mentioned one of their strengths is they're attacking and they're blocking, and they did show up big in that 5th set on both of the skill sets, and that's the reason why they had an easier time against the Highrisers to get the 5th set win.
All right. That's one game in the quarterfinals. We're still not done because we have Choco Mucho and PLDT coming right up. Ayel, Boom and Franny are ready for you in the next game. But as of now, we thank you for joining us for game 1 of Galeries Tower and the Akari Chargers. For Kyla, Yingsu, Ayel Estaniero, and the rest of our production team, my name is Mix Gomez, saying thank you and please stay tuned for the next quarterfinals game here in the heart of volleyball, the premier volleyball league.